And I'm just wanting to give you this little message before I get into the review for the video. Throughout some of the scenes of this video, you will notice that the light is going brighter and a bit more duller. The only reason for that is because I've been filming this video through the day and I'm doing it in front of my window, my main window, and I have got a blind and it's a kind of a wood effect. So as the sun's coming out and then fading again, the colour of the blind is reflecting onto some parts of this video. So just a little message to please mind the colouring and just to explain why that's happening. Thank you very much, and we'll get into the video of the review. Hello and welcome to another video by Debbie Loves to Colour. In today's video I'm going to be reviewing the Harry Potter A Cinematic Gallery colouring book by the author J.M. Dragonis, and I haven't previously heard about the author until I got my hands on this book. I did a little bit of research and you can find him on Google. He's got his own website. I think he has previously got a lot of artwork on there, and I think he has done artwork for other books. It's like detailed artwork, but I don't believe that it's colouring books. It's more like artwork books. I'm not sure if he has done any other colouring books. I couldn't find any information on that, but if you do look him up on Instagram and YouTube, he has got his own channel of his artwork. And I do believe that for this book he teamed up with Alight Studios and Warner Bros to illustrate this lovely book that I'm reviewing. So that's just a little bit of information that I know about the author. And getting into the review itself, as you can see, this book is quite large. It's a lot different from the other Harry Potter books what have been released. They're more like of a flexible, thinner, smaller book. Now this book itself is hardback. It's an hardback book. It's really sturdy. When you pick it up it feels quite heavy. It is really sturdy. The only thing to bear in mind with this book is because the colour of it is white, it is made of like a canvas. It feels like a canvas feel to the cover, so if you do see any creases or anything like that, you might probably get that when you're opening the book, and because it is made of canvas, the outer cover. So bearing in mind with that, if you are storing, you want to buy the book and you want to store it, I'd just maybe cover it up or make sure you're storing it in a safe, dry, clean space so you're not going to get your outer book dirty. But the book itself, we've got Hogwarts in the background and we've just got the water leading up to Hogwarts, and we've got some nice trees for the border of the picture, and then as you can see they've got this gorgeous lovely gold foil embedded into the work, to the detail, which I think is really nice. And then we've got a big thick spine with the title of the book, and then it's just plain on the background with these little gold leaves. So really nice, and like I said, it feels really heavy, the book itself, and it is a big book, so I'm going to have to lift it to the side just so I can get you in view when I open the book itself up. So coming on to the first page, we've just got a white background with some white with the gold detailing. I'll just zoom you in so you can see that. Then we have got this lovely string attached, like a velvet silk string, sorry, it's just like a little string ribbon so you can keep your place in your book, which is a lovely touch. I do love that. So we're going to move on to our first page, which is the Harry Potter title page and the cinematic gallery. It's explaining that you've got 80 images to colour and inspire. So I do believe that the 80 images in this book are scenes throughout the whole 8 films. So there's like 7 films, but the last one's in 2 parts. So the scenes what are going to be featured in this book are famous scenes from the films throughout all the series of films what have been released. Now the paper itself is a white paper, and it does feel smooth. It feels like a smooth paper with a slight tooth. You can feel the tooth in the paper, which I would imagine would be good for pencils. Now, when I'm testing the pencils, it feels like paper, sorry, it feels like a thick paper and not like a cardstock. So if you're going to compare it to something like Kirby Roseanne's Imagimorphia and his other colouring books, you'll notice it's got like a cardstocky feel, where this is more of the paper feel. But I do believe that it's quite thick, and I think that it'd work well with most mediums in this paper. I think you'd be fine with gel pens, I think you'd be fine with watercolour metallics and the Neo, you know, the Caran d'Ache Neo 2 crayons, watercolour crayons. If you are going to use watercolour in this though, I would imagine to use minimal water, just to make sure that you're not going to get a load of buckling and bleed through. I haven't actually coloured anything in this book, so I would just definitely test it before you do start to use any of them mediums in this book. So getting on to the book itself. So as you can see, we have got, by the looks on it, one-sided illustrations. So also, if you're not bothered about getting any bleed through with markers or anything on the other side of the book, then you can free to do so. So we've got the illustration on this side, and then I'm just going to zoom you in for this. We have got just the title of the illustration, so it's the title of the film, what the illustration's outer, and it's just got a little bit of information underneath about the illustration on the opposite page, so it's just telling you a bit about that. I do believe that in this book it's called Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, whereas if it were in the UK it would be called Philosopher's Stone. Alright, so I'm just making sure that you guys are in full view, and we'll concentrate on this side of the book for the illustrations. So as you can see we've got this gorgeous illustration, and as you notice it is quite large because it is a large book, which I find amazing. I just like the fact that we've got a really large colouring picture to do. So we've just got the picture of the Hogwarts in the background, we've got Harry in the foreground, and then we've got Hermione, Hagrid, we've got Edwig, the Goblin from the bank, from the vault, and then we've got Ron and Dumbledore, and we've got this gold worked into the picture. And also what I like about this illustration as well, we've got the shading in Harry's hair, so you can see where his hair is darker and lighter, so which would be useful for you to colour in, a bit similar to how grayscale is. And then we're just coming on to our next page, and we've just got the page where Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall's fetching Harry, baby Harry, to the is it Privet Drive, to the Dursley's. So it's the first scene in the Harry Potter film. And then on the side, I'm not going to go through every single thing what's written on this side, but it's just got, if you can see, we've got Professor McGonagall, and then it's just got like little lines and quotes from the film, from the actual scene itself. So which I think is really good as well. And we've also got the gold as well on the border. So I do think that the gold is going to be featured throughout this book. So the next page, we've just got the scene of the Dursleys in the living room, and we've got the gold border. And again, really large illustrations. And then we've got one of the popular scenes from the first film where Harry's receiving all the letters, because Dudley, I think, is it not Dudley, Vernon Dursley were trying to keep all the letters from him, and then they just ended up appearing. If you do hear any clinking in the background, it's just my partner pottering about house. And then we've got the first scene where Hagrid takes Harry to Diagon Alley, and then we've just got the gold in the shop windows. and we've just got the busy town and all the like whimsical buildings. And then our next page, we've just got them arriving on the first time arriving from the train, and then they're going onto the boats up towards Hogwarts. And now we've come into a page, and this is actually a pull-out, and we've just got Hermione and Dumbledore, and it's the sorting out, where they're sorting out the houses. And again, it's quite a large portrait sort of picture. And I'm just going to have to move you guys to the side so you can actually see this, because it's a really large page. So it opens up like this. I'm just going to show you this side first. And we've actually got the dining hall, so it's the Great Hall. And then towards the end, we have got more tables, and we've got a giant statue, like a gargoyle statue, which is in gold. And then it actually opens up here as well. So this is absolutely huge, and it would probably take forever and a day for me to complete. But I don't know if you can see that. I cannot get the full shot of that in the view because it is that big. And then it just folds back up like that. So it folds back up pretty neatly, and you've got that big giant pull out if you ever wanted to have a go at completing that. It's up, and again we've just got some of the gold on the leaves, and we've just got Hagrid's outside of his hut. And then I do believe that this illustration is obviously, it's from the first film, and Ron and Harry had been playing wizardry chess, I believe it was, and I think they're trying to solve the Sorcerer's Stone, Philosopher's Stone, however you want to say it, and they were trying to get into that private room, and they had to go through all these tasks in order to get to this like secret room, I do believe. So this is just one of the obstacles that they've had to face to get there. And then we've just got a scene, and it's coming on to Chamber of Secrets, and we've got Harry, Ron, Hermione, and then we've got Dobby. And again, gorgeous, we've got the sword in gold, and we've got just gold detailing around the house signs of the coats. And then we've just got a nice picture of Dobby. So these are really nice images, really nice. So here we've got from the Chamber of Secrets is just I believe is the Weasley's home, and I do love this. It's like a whimsical, it's kind of like a whimsical house, so I do love stuff like this. And we've got the car what Ron, I think, stole to go bust Harry out of Privet Drive. So I do believe that's the car he stole. But I do love this style house. It kind of looks like it's got some kind of wooden shed that's just been plonked on top of this house here. And I'm not sure, let me see if it says what it's called. So this is from the Chamber of Secrets again. We've got the gold boarding, and I do believe that this is the letter that I do believe that this is the letter that Ron's mum sent to him at school, and I forgot what they call them. A howler, I think they call them howlers, and it just opens up and it's got her voice, and she's yelling at him for taking the car when he went and took the car to go rescue Harry. So another classic scene. And then we've got the scene where they're in the classroom and they've set the little pixies. They're quite mischievous out of the cage and they're absolutely causing havoc in the classroom. And you've got the little pixies done out in gold, which I think is really nice. And then obviously we've got Hermione here, and she's dealing with situation because she tends to always sort everything out for them. And then we've got, again, Chamber of Secrets. And we've just got Malfoy and Harry, and I think they're just going head to head on a spell in the class. So we've got the really classic scenes, some of the really good scenes from throughout the films. And then here we've got Ginny. Is it Ginny or Ginny? I'm just going to pronounce it Ginny Weasley. And I do love this. It's like a portrait version of her. Like, again, it is a big book, so I do love how the illustrations are very big. I just think you can see them really clearly. If they're really big, but they've also got some detailed work as well, so which I do really love. I think it's quite different. I think it's different for a colouring book to be this big, to be honest. And then you've just got like a gold background. So again, absolutely gorgeous. I do love this book. And I do believe that this is the end of one of the ending of the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, where is coming up against there. Is it called the Basilisk, I believe? The Basilisk Beast. And this is absolutely gorgeous. This is coming up to Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And we've got a really large portrait of the faces. And I do love this. So if you wanted to practice your skin or different coloured skin as well, so you could make them like lighter, a bit more darker, and you wanted to practice their eyes, the lips, their hair, this page would be brilliant for that. I think it'd look really nice coloured in. And then we've got the Dementors in the background and they're like swirling about. You could probably, if you didn't want to, you could leave them gold, or you could just make it into like a multicolour swirl, or you could even have like a little galaxy background in there. But I do love this picture. I think make it into like a multicolour swirl, or you could even have like a little galaxy background in there. But I do love this picture. I think it's brilliant. I think it will actually be one of the first pictures I colour in this book. Colour in. And then we've got this scene from Prisoner of Azkaban at the beginning, which is one of my favourite scenes, where we've got Vernon, and we've got his sister. I believe it is his sister. It's Aunt Petunia, and it's where she were, gobbing at Harry, and she were bad-mouthing his mum, and she was bad-mouthing his dad, and then he ended up losing his temper and put a little spell on her, and then she ended up just floating off and he's trying to rescue her. So I thought it were really funny. I did enjoy this scene in the book as well. And then here we've got like a portrait of Sirius Black, so it's like a prison mugshot, and again I love it. You could even just do this with some soft pastels and make it multicoloured around if you wanted to colour that in. And if you do again hear any noise throughout this video, please do it's just my partner, so please do just ignore any noise because he just can't help being noisy. So here we've got another great scene from Prisoner of Azkaban, and this is the one where Harry's having like a lesson in the woods with Hagrid, that's it. Hagrid is having his a class with Hagrid and some of the other students, and then he ends up going on to Buckbeak, I believe it's called, and he goes and flies off. And then this is actually another pull out, so I'm just going to have to move the book because, as you can see, the book is just that big. So we've got this scene of Hogwarts, because I'm taking Harry's just flying away from Hogwarts. So we've got this giant pullover, and it's just the same, it's just Hogwarts on the other side, and we've got some like hilly mountains in the background. So again, an absolute gorgeous pull out. I don't think I've seen any of them coloured in. I really would like to see some of them coloured in. And then here we've just got, I believe it's Neville Longbottom, some of his classmates, and I do believe that's Professor Lumpin. Is it Lumpin? I do apologise if I'm pronouncing that wrong. So it's the scene where they're doing the boggart, they're like looking in the mirror, and it reveals you, I think it reveals what you're frightened of, like, so for Ron it was spiders, I believe, and then they try to turn it into something funny, and I think that's that scene where they were in classroom. So again, I'm just going to check what you guys can see. So here we've got a gorgeous portrait like picture of Professor Snape, and we've got the gold board, you know, the gold border. So absolutely stunning, this book. And then we've got another scene where Harry's snuck off and is looking for who is he looking for? Is it Wormtail or Peter something? He's looking for somebody anyway. I can't remember the name. I think it was Peter something. And he was looking for him, and he was showing up on this secret map. I think it's the Marauders map. And then we've got the gold again, and we've got his little wand, and it's illuminating gold. Like gold sparks out. And then here we've just got the scene, I believe we're still in the Prisoner of Azkaban, and we've got Professor Trelawney. I don't know, I forgot how to pronounce her name. But she's like the fortune teller, and we've got Hermione and she's reading a fortune, and I think it's the one where Hermione stomps out of the classroom. And then we've got the scene where Harry's making the spell up with his wand and is getting rid of all the Dementors in the background, and obviously we've got this gold smudgy look throughout the picture, what's obviously coming from Harry's wand. And then we've got the scene again where Hermione's been using this little timepiece what Dumbledore gave her, and it's how she's been managing to get to all the classes, because she's been taking along a lot of different classes on. And I think it's the scene when her and Harry go to save Buckbeak. So you can tell I'm a fan of the films, because I do like the films. I've read all the books and all the films, watched all the films multiple times. I do really love them. And then we're coming on to the Goblet of Fire. And also with this illustration, I do love how they've captured everything like in the films. Like in the Goblet of Fire, if you notice, they were getting a bit older in a Goblet of Fire, and their hairstyles were changing. I think because we've got Ron and then we've got Harry, and they've got the longer hairstyles, and they've captured this in these books, and I think they've captured the scenes really well from some of the films, so I think it is really good. So we've got Harry and just a few characters. We've got a Hermione, and I do believe that's what's his name? Cedric Diggory. And again we've got Ron with the longer hair in this one, so it looks different. And then we've got the scene where they're coming to compete for the Goblet of Fire. So we've got schools from different parts of the world what have coming over. So they're just arriving in the boat. Yeah, and then we've just got some of the girls that have come over from a different academy. And then again, we've got, I do believe, what's he called? Does it say on the back of here? Victor Krum, yeah, so we've got Victor Krum arriving at Hogwarts. And again, absolutely gorgeous illustration. You've got alt fur on his coat, and I think this would look really lovely coloured in. And he seems to look quite serious as well, doesn't he? He's got like a serious expression on his face. And then here we've got a lovely portrait picture of Mad-Eye Moody. Again, this would be nice to colour in. And then we've got the scene where we've got Fred and George and they're messing about and they're trying to put the names, I think, they're into the Goblet of Fire, and it backfires on them. And then we've just got this scene, which is one of the main scenes of the film, where they've just been selecting the names that are popping out of this Goblet of Fire, and then once they've selected all names, it starts erupting again, and we've got Harry's name popping out of the Goblet of Fire, which shouldn't have been in there. And then we've got this gorgeous like gold foil. Yeah, we've got the gorgeous colour, so it's like a gold wispy smoke what's coming out. And then on this scene we've got Rita Skeeter, and she's trying to get a report on Harry, so she's like interviewing him. And then we've just got this scene of Harry and Ron, and this is the scene where Ron looks like he's about to cry because they're going to the first ball dance, and his mum sent him this ridiculous suit, and it's got all frilly detailing on the suit, and I do like how they've done that in gold on where it's all frilly. And then we've got the scene as well, we've got Hermione and she's coming down the stairs and she's all dressed up, so we get to see Hermione in a different light in this scene. And then they've just put the gold into the background. And then I do believe that this is the cup in the Goblet of Fire, so I do believe that the contestants, I think it's the first one that touches the cup, and I think that means that they've won the game, so they get back and they touch the cup, which I do believe it is, because it just say on this quote, the first person to touch the cup will be the winner. So now we're moving on to the Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. So again, we've got a popular scene, and we've got Harry, we've got really enlarged pictures of him, we've got Ron, Hermione, and then we've got, I do believe it's Luna Lovegood, we've got Ginny, and we've got Neville Longbottom. And then I do believe that we've just got a scene here, and it's Professor Mad-Eye Moody, and I do believe she's called Tonks. And then coming up we've got another portrait picture, and this is of Luna Lovegood, and I do like her, she's really funny, she's really quirky. And again we've got this one's of Harry, and is it Cho Chang, I believe, so I think he had sort of like a little crush on her, and they briefly dated, but it didn't last long. And then we've got just a snapshot with Bellatrix Lestrange, and on the quotes I think it's just about Neville Longbottom just saying that he found out that she were involved in his parents' murders, that she'd put a curse on him and killed him, so this is what this illustration scene is about. And then again we're coming up to another pull out. Oh, so just excuse me jumper what's just come into the scene, I've got a really baggy oversized jumper on. Right, so we've got another pull out scene, and I'm just going to show you it like this because it's pretty much all the same. It is just the family, do you know, it's the Sirius's family tree. So I'm just going to fold this over so you can see it's just all the same. Again, this book is really large, and I would have to put my camera really high to get all of this in the scene, into the view of the camera. So, but it's just the same, it's the full pull-out of the family tree. And then here we've just got a picture of Cretcher. So he's like, ends up being Harry's health, but his, you know, house health. But he's quite rude, he's really, he's really rude to people. So I'm just flattening where I've opened the page. And then again, I'm just going to see what you guys can see so I can get you in view. And I'm going to see if I can... There we go. Right, so I've just zoomed you in a little bit so you can see better. So I do believe that we've got the scene in The Order of the Phoenix where Fred and George have set the fireworks off in Miss Humberidge's class. I think it were a test, because she's been going round school trying to change everything, and she's been making everybody's lives really hard and miserable, and she's come from Ministry of Magic and she's just totally trying to take over. So we've got Fred and we've got George, and they've set them fireworks off. So I think that is that scene. Yeah, and it is, because then we've got Miss Umbridge and she's like running away from fireworks. That's turned into like a wolf. And then here we've got the scene in Order of the Phoenix. It's towards the end. Towards the end of the film. It's where Harry's looking for this prophecy, and it's the prophecy where it reveals to him how rather neither he can live or Voldemort can live. So one will live and one will die. So it's basically saying that whilst one's alive, the other one can't survive. So in other words, it's rather him or Voldemort that'll have to die, something in similar lines of that, if that made sense. And then this scene here is just the scene where we've got Voldemort and we've got Dumbledore, and they're just having like a fight off at the end of Order at Phoenix. And then we come in to the Half-Blood Prince. So just checking what you guys can see. Just going to zoom you out a little bit so you can see the full pictures. Right, so we've come into the Half-Blood Prince. So we've just got a scene of Dumbledore, Harry, Hermione and Ron. And then we've just got a scene with Ron. And he's just chilling out in his bedroom. And I do believe this is a scene, I think it's from the Weasleys, and they've just gone to one of the trinket shops in town. So it's the Weaseys. So I think they've gone to one of, I don't know if it's a sweet shop or a trinket shop, but they've gone in Diagon Alley. And then this is the scene from, yeah, this is the Half-Blood scene, this is the Half-Blood Prince scene where Hermione is trying to make a potion, and I do believe that whoever wins and makes the potion first, and it's all correctly, they win a little vial of potion, what's supposed to fetch your luck if you consume it. And she's obviously frustrated because she's normally really good at everything, and I do believe that Harry's got hold of that Half-Blood Prince book and he's following the rules in this book, and he ends up winning the contest, which we've got here. So I do believe we've got Professor Slughorn, and we've obviously got him presenting the elixir to Harry, so it's supposed to fetch him luck. And then we've got the scene with Dumbledore and Harry, and I do believe that this is the memory vase. So it's like a vial and you put your tear in it, and then it just reveals the person's memories whose tears they belong to. So again, a really good scene in the book, the film, sorry. And then again we've just got another pull out, so I do believe that this is Ron. And in this, what's going on here, we've got Harry's just won that little vial of potion and he's just give it to Ron. Well, he's pretended to give it to Ron, so Ron thinks he's consumed this potion, so he thinks he's going to get luck, and it's giving more confidence, and he's won the Quidditch match, and that's what's going on in that scene. And then it opens up again to this massive pull out, and it's the arena of the Quidditch. So it's the Quidditch arena, and again it's just pretty much all the same. So again, forever and a day that would take for me to colour. But this book has got loads to colour in. It's just got hours and hours to colour in. You'd never be bored with it. And then here we've got this gorgeous, I do love this one. This is another one I want to colour. We've got this gorgeous illustration of Luna Lovegood, and I do believe she's watching Ron in the Quidditch match. And then we've got one of the famous scenes as well from Half-Blood Prince, and it's where Harry's first kiss with Ginny. It's kind of been crushing on her for a while, and in this film, and then we finally see them get together. And then we've got the scene with Dumbledore, and Harry's just gone to see him in his, it's like at the top, right at the top of Hogwarts, so it's like in a like a tower kind of bit of the Hogwarts building. And then we've got a Malfoy scene, so I think it's where Malfoy actually comes to kill Dumbledore. And then it moves on to this scene, which is a pretty sad scene. It's where everybody's getting the wands and they're illuminating the wands into the sky. And it's kind of like a sign of respect for Dumbledore because he's obviously been killed in this one. So, yeah, so it's quite a sad scene in this one. And then we're moving on to the Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. So we've got the scene where they're just on the run. So we've got Hermione, we've got Ron, and we've got Harry. And then I do believe, I think it's the 7 Harry Potters, I'm not sure, but it's the scene where they turn him into multiple Harry Potters. So they've gathered a few people, given him some polyjuice, and I think he's getting his spell lifted where any protection that were on Harry is no longer there because he's come of age now. So basically it's the scene where they're trying to get him to safety. And then we've got another lovely scene where we're at the house what Sirius Black owned, which I believe was Harry's grandfather, and I'm not sure in the book he did inherit the house. So it actually turned out to be Harry's. So we've just got a scene where they have to one of the Horcruxes, and we've got Kreacher and Dobby in the background as well, which I love them. I do love the little house. And then coming on, we've got another funny scene from the film where we've got Harry, Ron, Hermione, and they've took some polyjuice potion and they're trying to smuggle into Ministry of Magic looking for one of Horcruxes. So they've personated these people at the back, and I think it's the scene where they're just kind of turning back into themselves because Harry's looking more like himself in this scene. So it's another funny scene from the film. So again, we've got another sad scene from the film where Harry's gone to his hometown where he was born, and he's just gone to see his mum and dad's grave, James and Lily Potter. In this scene you'd probably make really wintry because in that scene it was snowing, so I could imagine this would look really beautiful coloured in. And then we've just got the scene where the dough appears, like presents itself to Harry and isn't actually sure who summoned it. But I think it turns out that it was Snape who summoned it. And it's where the sword appears to Harry, what he's been looking for. And then we've got another scene where I believe where Ron's just disappeared and he's come back. And he's presented his wand to Harry. He's given him a wand because I think he's broke his one that he had. And it's obviously not working too well for him. And again, we've just got the gold coming through with the paper. And then we've got Luna Lovegood's dad. So we've got the scene where he's obviously, I think they've took his daughter. So in this scene is saying that he's got Harry and that, and then they run off because they've gone to visit him to try and find out what something to do with Deathly Hallows. So we've got all the really famous scenes, and then we've got another brilliant scene of Dobby, and it's where he comes to rescue him. Again, an absolutely great scene. And then we've got a scene where I take it, we've got Voldemort and he's just retrieved the wand from Dumbledore. So I think he's broke into Dumbledore's coffin, and I think he's retrieved the Elder Wand. So that's what that scene about. And again, it's all illuminated in gold. And then I think we're moving on to the Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. So we've kind of got Harry and Voldemort coming head to head, and then we've got these enlarged images of the faces, and then we've just got the gold wand. So it's like they've done the wand in gold, which I think is brilliant. And then again, we've got another sad scene. It's where Harry's, I think he's not long since buried Dobby, and we've got Dobby's grave done out in the gold. We've got some gold in the sea near the beach, and then we've just got Harry visiting it, and it's another sad scene. It's one of the sad scenes of that film. And then this is the scene where they go to the bank, into the vault, and they release this dragon, and I think they escape on the dragon. And then it's coming towards the end of the film where Harry, Hermione and Ron, and we've got Neville Longbottom, and they're going through a secret tunnel. It's a secret way into Hogwarts, so Harry's returning to Hogwarts in this scene. And then we've got Malfoy, and then I think it's Craven Goyle. I'm not sure if I've got that right, but we've got his two mates, and so that's another scene from the part, and I think Harry actually ends up saving these. I do believe this is in the room of requirements, I'm not sure, but I think it's the scene where they end up setting everything afire and Harry does actually rescue them. Now this is quite different. This is a scene from the film where Harry takes one of Snape's tears and he goes and takes it to the vase, you know, the memory vase where they put the tears in, and it reveals a memory of Snape and how he were fascinated. He were friends with Lily Potter, so we've got a young Snape and we've got a young Lily Potter here, and they're friends, and he's always had kind of a thing for his mum. I think he actually loved her, but obviously she were in love with Harry's dad. So it is quite sad, but it is good that they've included this scene. I think it's a bit different that they've put this scene in there. And then here again we've got Neville Longbottom, and I do believe this is the scene where he's pulled this, I think he's just got this sword, he's found the sword. Is it the sword of Gryffindor? I'm not sure, but he's found the sword and he's just picked it up. So we've got the sword in gold. I'm not sure if it's the part where he kills the snake, I'm not sure. But I do believe that he does kill Nagini. I think he does kill Voldemort's snake. So again, we've got another great scene. And is that it? And then again, we've got Harry. So I do believe that is just in Hogwarts, and I think it's towards the end of the battle. I think it's where Voldemort thought he were dead, and then he appears, and it's where he kind of wins the battle with Voldemort. And we've got all the Hogwarts, and it's all completely in rubble behind him. And again, it's a great scene coming to an end of all the movies. Yeah, that is the last illustration in this book. So as you can see with this book, it is absolutely massive. You have got 80 illustrations to colour in, and I think they've captured the illustrations of the movies really well in this book. I think they've done an amazing job. The only thing that I would have liked to see from this book, I haven't got one on hand, but if you've noticed the other Harry Potter books, at the back of the book they had some coloured in illustrations of the actual clips from the movies, so you could see the colours. But because these are all from the films, you could easily Google the film images and they're all going to pop up. So while you're colouring, if you get your phone and just Google it, you can get inspiration from colours, because I'm sure you would find every single scene in this book on Google, so you'd be able to get inspiration. And so for the review itself, in my opinion, this is absolutely brilliant. I absolutely adore Harry Potter, and I think by far this is the best Harry Potter colouring book that I've ever come across so far. I do like the other colouring books what are out, but they're nowhere near in the quality of this. I do think this is like a collector's book with the quality of it. Now, if you are interested in this book at all, the actual price of this book I paid for is £20, and I did buy it off of Amazon UK. Now, if you've got Amazon Prime, you'll probably get it for free delivery. If you haven't, and you might have to pay a few extra pounds, so it might be like £24 to £25, depending on the price of delivery if you've not got Amazon Prime. I do believe that this book was available in the UK Asda stores. I don't know if it's available now because I haven't checked, but if you go check up on Asda site, and I think you can look online and type it in. If they have got it, I'm sure you can press on click and collect now, so you can go into the store and actually get so you can actually order it and then just go pick it up in store. But I'm not sure if they've still got it available, so you just have to double check on that. But I will be leaving the link for the Amazon where I purchased this book. Just as a disclaimer, and to let you guys know that I do not actually get any money for doing any reviews. My channel's just for fun. I review stuff that I buy and use personally. All my colouring videos what are on my channel are also for fun, and also if you click on any links that I post, I'm only posting that link so you'll know where to buy it from. I don't get any profit whatsoever from any of these reviews, so I just wanted to let you know that while I'm reviewing it, just so you're aware. But yes, so I would definitely recommend this book. The only gripe I can think with this book is that it's like a canvas material. I would prefer it to be more of a, a regular book because it's hardback. I just think it'd stay a lot cleaner if it were made of a different material. So just to bear in mind, if you do purchase this book, just to try keep it in a clean area, or maybe storage area, or maybe put a cover over it, which I think is what I'm going to do. But for the book itself, it's hardback, the quality, it's heavy, it's sturdy, you've got loads of pages to colour, the quality of the paper, in my opinion, is really good. And the images, the illustrations, I think are really spot on for what's in the films. I think they've done an amazing job at doing this book, so I would definitely recommend. But that's my review for now, so thank you for watching this review, and I will see you next time.